G'day all, it's Colin from PCTLC and thanks for joining me. Well, I've finally got around to having a look at my ArcolinuxD that I installed, and I've installed again and again and again. I had a few issues. I did put my thank you video up and I did mention the fact that I had problems recording the screen, which I on my first install, things like the menu and this Raven menu here popping out, none of those, all you could see was the mouse moving around the screen, and that was pretty much it. Nothing else. It wouldn't have you couldn't see anything. So I thought I would spend a few days this week after work just trying to figure out why that wasn't working, and I had ArcolinuX commenting on my video and we bounced backwards and forwards, so I did a little bit of digging and found out this. So first of all, let's look at my specs here. I've got a CPU Intel Celeron N3060. Now this is running very slow while recording. It's a very low spec machine, so but that's what it is. And if we have a look at this thing here, it suggests with flickers and so forth. This for Intel GPUs, the flickering can sometimes be eliminated by uninstalling the driver for 2D acceleration. So that wasn't installed, but this one was. So I uninstalled the xserver-xorg-video-intel, and now everything is working. So that's a good thing. So that's what I did. So if you're on Intel and the Budgie Desktop and possibly Archbase, in this case ArcolinuX, then that's a fix for you if Simple Screen Recorder is not working. I suspect it's to do with the CPU, which is mainly the hardware. That's what I suspect, because I installed it on another computer and it worked fine. I didn't have to do anything. So that was the issue there. So anyway, this is the Budgie Desktop. We'll just go to the settings very quickly and go to top panel and settings and stylize regions. If you don't like that little square there, we just turn that off. It's very hard to see because I think I've been playing around with there's normally a box around there. If you don't want the box there, then you can turn that off. Adds a hint to the panel so that each of the panel's three main areas may be themed differently. So in my case, I think I've already themed it up a bit, I think. What have I done here? Adapter, yeah, I put the adapter in and papyrus icons. So if you have a look at, just got to remember what I don't even know what the default was. Must have been an arc something, I think. Yeah. If we go for arc dark, no, I'm not sure. Anyway, so that's that. So what have we got on here? So what I've done is I've run the scripts, all the scripts when installing. The first time when it didn't work, I'd actually installed a couple of my own and uninstalled a couple of things that were in the scripts. I thought there might have been an issue with me doing that, so I've installed all the scripts and didn't mess with them, didn't touch the scripts, just run them all. But it seems to be that's not the case. It was just that driver that was the issue. So we'll just have a quick look through here anyway. Accessories, you've got Atom, Books, Calculator, Catfish, File Search, ConkGzen, Document Files, Font Manager, Font Viewer, Calculator, gedit, GNOME, HP, Device Manager, Maps, Mousepad, Plank, Redshift, Screen Key, Temps, To Do, which is the new To Do for GNOME, and the tweaks already installed, the USB image writer and stick formatter, Variety, Vim, and xfburn. Now, that's one thing I took out was xfburn, and also the other thing I think was Thunar File Manager's in there. Don't really need Thunar File Manager, I don't think, in Budgie Desktop, unless there's a reason it's supposed to be there that I'm unaware of. Maybe Arcolinux can make a comment and let me know. So I've got Font Manager, Font Viewer, GIMP, gpic, Inkscape, Peak, Photos, Ristretto, Simple Scan. These servers here: Chromium, Discord, Dropbox, EzeeLinux, FileZilla, Firefox, InSync, Transmission, Vivaldi, Web. Office, you've just got Calendar, Contacts, Dictionary, Evolution, Programming. Well, you probably won't see me touch any of that stuff anyway. Cheese, Gradio, Music, Praga, I think is a music player, I think. Radio Tray. This thing here, Qt, Test Utility, Simple Screen Recorder, Spotify Videos, VLC, XF Burn again in there. Print Settings, System Tools. Let's just quickly run through that. And then you have Thunar File Manager. So I took out these ones here, URXVT. I took them all out, and Thunar File Manager. I'll probably take Termite out. You can do all this on install, but I was troubleshooting, so I just run the scripts. But on the first install, I took a lot of this stuff out. So I just wanted the stuff that I wanted. So I might even do another install, I think. I'm going to do an install on VirtualBox anyway once I get Linux Mint up and running. So that should be, I'll show you what I've done in here. So I'll do my Linux Mint first, and then you've got all these here. And this is what you get if you just run the script straight out, and you get all this stuff here. So like I said, I would have liked to have removed some of them. So it's the Budgie Desktop. If you're not familiar with the Budgie Desktop, it's got the side panel down here with the calendar and your output and input settings for your sound, notifications there. And you've got settings for your desktop if you want to move the top panel to the top, bottom, and the position and so forth. There, dock mode, you can put it on dock mode, like so. So it has nice little one-click tweaks within Budgie, which is quite nice. Create new panel, go to your auto start. These are the ones that are auto starting. Just click the minus and it won't auto start. And you've got these tweaks here as well. Your style, which we've looked at. Built-in theme, dark theme. I mean, there's built-in theme. What does that do? The dark theme, if you turn that off, this will just take a while. And the built-in theme, when enabled, the desktop component style will override the built-in one. So maybe, let's have a look at that. It's not really doing much at the moment, probably because I'm already running a dark theme anyway, so not much changing there. Just thought I'd give it a bit of time because this thing's a bit slow. All right. Your fonts, you can change. So that's the Budgie settings, and then you've got your settings. So if I do a search for settings, then we have the other settings, which is the GNOME type settings. So you got all these settings here, which is very much the same. If you're running GNOME based, these will all be the same in the GNOME desktop or the Budgie desktop if it's GNOME based. So you got all your settings there, your details, about. There's my system there, date and time, users, default applications. So there's your default applications. Devices, displays, orientation and resolution and so forth. Night light, you can turn that on and off. Keyboard, and you can do keyboard shortcuts there, which is quite neat. Mouse and touchpad. Printers, removable media, what you want to do with it, the Wacom tablet, color, and then you've got a tablet up here on your stylus. So, and then you've got your usual settings within the GNOME desktop as well. So, and then besides that, you've got the tweak tool that's installed by default with the scripts as well, so you can choose not to install it if you don't want the tweak tool, but it comes in very handy anyway. So I always like to have the tweak tool available, so you can do other tweaks here. But the main tweak that you would be concerned about, probably really in Budgie It probably doesn't really matter in Budgie, to be honest. Oh, you've got a few little different tweaks here. Appearance, so you can change all these appearances. Oh, you got the availability of wallpaper there, the lock screen. Fonts we can do through Budgie settings. Keyboard we can do through Budgie settings, and the power through GNOME settings, and variety, startup applications and Windows. So really, you got these little tweaks here. So probably the tweak tools probably don't really need it in the Budgie desktop. It's always handy to have anyway, just in case you need it. Then you got your time, your calendar, no, not at the moment. Do not change settings at the moment, thank you. That's taken a bit of time anyway. There we go. Cancel that. I don't want to see that. I just thought it was a calendar. Oh, evolution, okay. Preferences, your time preferences there. Power settings, shortcut to your power settings. And you've got your notifications there, your internet, wireless and so forth, and you've got updates and variety. There's your add remove, which is the let's have a look, quick look, variety. Wallpaper selector, which will run along the bottom there. It's a nice wallpaper selector, this one. Like I said, it stays out of your way and you don't have windows in your way. It shows a majority of the screen when you're checking out different wallpapers, so you get a really good view of it. And you just move your mouse to the side. You don't have to click or anything, and it just scrolls automatically. Just right click and close. And then you've got add remove. And if you do a search, you'll find that it searches the community and the extra the AUR as well. So there'll be stuff in the AUR, and it'll search for stuff in the Arch repos as well. So it's always handy. I'm just trying to think of something to search for. That's probably not. Where did I get the adapter from? Let's have a look. Let's look for Zoom. Zoom's always a good one. So you've got your actually, I don't think I've even turned on the AUR, to be honest. Let's have a look. I probably haven't done that yet. The AUR's there, you just got to turn it on. So the AUR, and there's a warning there, there's potential risks because they're community driven. So turn that on, and then any search you get. So this is the Arch repos. And then I've searched for Zoom, can't find it there. Go to the AUR, and it will show you whatever's in the AUR available. And there's a Zoom video conferencing up there. Just click that and install it. So you click that, apply, and commit, and it tells you what it's installing, and commit. And it's as easy as that. So I'll have to give the Arch base one thing. This is quite handy because they have a lot of stuff in here. So in Ubuntu, we're now getting the availability of snaps and flat packs and stuff. So that's a another option. I try to do everything from the repos if it's something that I can't find, or even a .deb file. If you know it's a .deb file, that's probably the best way to go, and if you can't find that, then probably best to move on to snaps and flatpaks. So that's Zoom installing now, and then we got the file manager there. It's very much similar to what you'll see in the GNOME desktop very much, and we also got Thunar in here. Now I don't know why it's in here. I don't know whether it's put in there for a reason or not. I'm really not sure. Be interesting to know. So there's your Thunar. So I do know that ArcolinuxDB has Thunar, or sorry, XFCE as its default desktop pretty much. If you just install ArcolinuxDB, not the D or not the B, just ArcolinuxDB, then you will get, I'm pretty sure, XFCE by default. So maybe that's the reason why it's there, and you can choose to not install it when you're running the scripts. So I'll do a VirtualBox video on that and show you how to remove and add things in the scripts, and we'll have a look at that. So that's my ArcolinuxDB desktop. You'll see that the background's changing. That's the Variety doing that. We'll just have a quick look at Variety itself. And it's getting random wallpapers from a place called Desktopper. So, and then it's got the favorites folder, and it's also pulling from user share backgrounds. So, and then it says copy favorite wallpapers to config variety favorites. So I don't know where it's getting that from, but you could probably do a video on tweaking this variety itself, I think. So it's building Zoom at the moment. So that's my specs. We did have a light desktop before, a light colored window before on there, I'm pretty sure, didn't we? So maybe one of those tweaks I did work. Style, wasn't it? No, it was the settings. Style, dark theme, and built-in theme. So that hasn't changed anything anyway. Okay, that's fine. And I've got my animations off too, so I don't know whether that made any difference to the recording or not, but I'm not going to find out while I'm recording, that's for sure. And we'll just change those back. So that's my specs. And you got Catfish file search. I probably wouldn't take that because searching in the files manager here is quite fast anyway. So if you want to search something, it's quite quick. So I don't know what's happened to my... Did I do something there? I'm not sure. I must have accidentally clicked something, I think. Icons. I don't remember doing that. Papyrus. Okay, that's better. I must have did that accidentally. There we go. So if we look for videos for, say, Arco, for example, there you go. Very quick search anyway, so you don't really need Catfish search. Some people might like Catfish search, so if you want it, it's there anyway. So it's a very handy little search tool anyway, I must say. So this Zoom is taking quite a while. This computer is just bogged down because of the recording. You've got sound here, sound settings. So there's your sound settings. That takes you directly into the sound settings, so you don't have to go searching through here. Quite easy to find anyway, but it's a handy little shortcut link there to go directly to that. You've got your Bluetooth, which is off at the moment. It's in airplane mode. You got your logout, suspend, restart, shut down, lock, and so forth. Let's have another quick look at the time, date, and settings. That'll be another link that takes you directly to the GNOME settings tool as well. So there you go. So it takes you directly there. So it's under details. So you know, that's sometimes that one's a bit of a hard one to find if you don't know where it is. And the calendar. Let's see if we can get the calendar up. On my first install, I put Thunderbird instead of Evolution. So I didn't, like I said, I didn't do that. So do not change settings. Set as default email client. Yeah, I'm not going to bother with that at the moment. I just want to see my calendar, to be honest. So let's just see if calendar is in the, that's the mail. Calendar. There's the calendar. There we go. Okay. So I would have thought that that would take me to the calendar, that calendar, but obviously that is linked up somehow to the default email client for some reason. So can we add things to it? Add event, yep, we can do that sort of thing. So here, personal birthdays, anniversaries, personal calendar settings and so forth. So that's all good stuff. Okay, so Zoom has successfully installed. So if we have a look in the menu, you'll find Zoom in the menu. There you go. Start that up. Let's check it's working. Should be anyway. Might just take a little bit to start. Yep. This ArcolinuxDB actually is very, very fast. The only reason it is slow at the moment because of my recording, and that's all. Even on this low spec laptop, it actually flies, I must say. So the recording does slow it down quite a fair bit. So that's the reason for that. So anyway, I hope this little intel helps somebody. That's why I haven't made any videos since putting up that my thank you video, because there was an issue with this and I did mention it, and I thought Eric Dubois, he spends a lot of his time putting videos and helping other people out, so I just thought I would take a bit of my time in finding a solution for that. So I don't know if it solves everyone's problems, but definitely, hopefully on Intel, this could be one of the fixes for that. It's certainly helped me out anyway. So I will leave the link to this website. I will put a link to this website in the show notes, and hopefully if anyone's having any issues on Budgie with an Arch base, this might help you out. So anyway, that was the ArcolinuxD look around. Hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.